I actually teach cinema, but I also teach photography. But photography is secondary. I'm more known as a student. I'm teacher of cinema, and photography is like a secondary course. So all of you have been talking about the theory. My photography course is really basic, so I feel a little embarrassed. Anyway, so the course where I teach, which is a social communication media course, it has a variety of subjects. It's an integrated course, so we teach film, journalism, advertising, public relations. Photography is just one of the subjects. It's a very short course. The entire course is just about 9 months. And if that, photography is only 6 months, and that too only one class a week and one practical, makes it a great challenge to teach. Given the time frame, I can only teach basics. And the thing is that even though we're in the digital age today, I still teach them about film and aperture and shutter speed and the old things. And they actually love it because they suddenly get very excited that they're shooting on cinema. They still shoot on film and they're very excited about shooting on film. Of course, we do digital as well, which they're all very good at, and I really don't have to teach them. But while technique is important, I really prefer to focus on photography appreciation so that they can develop an aesthetic eye. And I do them, of course, by showing them the works of the early masters, R.J. Lartigue, Ansel Adams, Sander, Imogen Cunningham, etc. And then we move to the second phase where I show them photojournalists like Cartier-Bresson and Robert Capa, Eugene Smith, Mark Ribot, etc. Bruce Davidson, Robert Frank, Raghu Rai. And then I move into the contemporary zone, Eggleston, Friedlander, Raghuveer Singh, Helmut Newton, etc. And finally, Indian contemporary photographers like Dayanita Singh, Ketki Sheth, Swapan Parekh, and Mahendra Singh. I first show them slides and discuss the rules of composition, which I clarify can always be broken, form, balance, shape, color, etc. And then I kind of ask them to analyze the photographs of all these great photographers, and they write on them. Once they begin to do this, they kind of automatically begin to appreciate the great works. Till then, they really haven't a clue what makes a photograph really good. In the beginning, they miss a lot, but once I explain things to them, they're able to do it themselves very quickly. I'm sometimes astonished at the students' perception and eye for detail. The good thing, however, is that though it's just a 6 months course, many of my students have gone on to doing good work in the field of photography. Now, I should have got photographs, but I don't. Anyway, Tejal Pandey, one of them, won the Press Club Award for photographs taken during the 26/11 attacks in Mumbai. She also won a Time Out International Award in 2011 while she was a photographer with Time Out. Then there's Aparna Jaikumar. She was commissioned to shoot for brands like Hermes, Vodafone. She's shot publicity stills for Meera Nair's short films Nafas, Words with God, also Little Zizou by Sunitara Porwala. She's contributed editorial work for UNESCO, Christie's, BBC Top Gear Travel Leisure, CNN Traveler, Harper's Bazaar, Sunday Magazine, Caravan Platform, etc. Alif. She teaches photography in Qatar, where she's based. Shraddha Bhargav's photographs were selected for the Kolkata International Photography Festival. She was only one of 3 Indian photographers whose works were selected, and hers was one of them. She began by working at Time Out and then moving on to doing photojournalism with DNA. Her work has been published in National Geographic, Traveler, Better Photography, etc. Paroma has photographed for National Geographic. Paroma Mukherjee, who's I think Delhi-based. BBC Good Food, Open, Tehelka, Marie Claire, Rolling Stone, Man's World, Time Out International. She was a photo editor at the Blue in Art Info monthly editions. Her photographs are in the permanent collection of the Kyoto Museum of Photography Arts in Japan. She's exhibited at the Angkor Photographic Festival in 2006 and the Indian Express World Press Exhibition in 2005. In 2016, she was awarded a prestigious grant from the European Union delegation to travel across Europe on a photography project about the Indian diaspora there. The photo exhibition was held at the India Habitat Center and the National Center for Performing Arts in Mumbai in October and December 2016. At present, she heads the National Photography Desk at the Hindustan Times in Delhi. Now, here's a student I'm really proud of, Paulami Basso. She created a VR, Blood Speaks, to utilize the power of photography and visual storytelling and activism to result in tangible social change. Uh, this is on menstruation in Nepal. The Blood Speaks was distributed by Tribeca Film Institute. She collaborated with ActionAid on the campaign My Body Is Mine, launched on World Menstruation Day, and To Be a Girl with WaterAid, raising 2 million, providing 130,000 girls with reusable sanitary kits and built toilets. I just want to mention that because ours is an integrated course, I generally they have a background in, you know, I like to discuss social issues. So we discuss a lot of social issues, and then those get fed into the kind of work that they do later. So she's featured in the BBC World Service program in the conversation alongside Lindsay Addario, one of the most significant contemporary war photographers. She featured alongside Hillary Clinton as one of the most amazing women from around the world, giving their best advice. By Refinery 29 in January 2019, the BBC World Service called her an expert on menstruation. Her work has been exhibited internationally. She won the Magnum Emergency Fund, was a Magnum Foundation Human Rights Fellow in 2012, was shortlisted for the Tim Hetherington Visionary Award and Catchlight Fellowship. In 2017, with Blood Speaks, she was shortlisted for the Mac First Book Award for Centralia and the Foam Paul Huff Award, amongst others. Blood Speaks was selected for the Sundance New Frontiers Lab in 2017, and she spoke at the March 2019 with her talk Blood Speaks, Agency, Voice and Gender. She's currently visiting lecturer for the Visible Justice and Collaborative Unit at the London College of Communications. She's had several exhibitions, which maybe I'll read it. Who's Looking at Family Now, Mother of Eyes' London Art Fair, Blood Speaks, Margaret Mead Festival at the American Natural History Museum in New York in October 2018, Blood Speaks, Cortona on the Move, Italy, Blood Speaks Format Festival, What Works at the Bronx Documentary Center in New York, Magnum Foundation, Women in Photography, Magnum Foundation, Objective Gallery, Singapore Photo Festival. To Conquer Her Land, Dali International Photo Festival, Yangon Festival, Photo 8 Summer Show, Host Gallery, To Conquer Her Land, Belfast Photo Festival. And now her awards. PH Museum Main Grant Magnum Emergency Fund 2016, supported by the Prince Claus Fund. She was a finalist for the W. Eugene Smith Grant and a winner of the Magnum Foundation Human Rights Grant Award, What Works. She's published a very interesting book called Centralia, which is on the Naxal fight in the center of India. And she was also named one of the artists of the next decade by Elephant Art 2020s. The younger ones are also working, but as someone said, they're all into wedding photographs and event photographs and stuff like that. But they do sometimes win awards. Even the younger ones are kind of winning awards, which is nice. Crizel D'Souza worked with Forbes Better Photography, Better Interiors, and she also featured on the Midday website as one of the top 5 winners of the Midday Monsoon Moments contest. These are just out of the course. Mandira Behel, she did, that was interesting. She did a project for her practical training with under me on Prithvi Theatres, and it was very nice because they liked it enough to for the Prithvi Theatres to have an entire exhibition of it at Prithvi Theatre. Then she has a final project at the International Center of Photography, ICP, Tough Beauties. It was an ongoing attempt to capture the lives of extraordinary women motorcyclists as part of the theme of women working in a man's profession. It was included in the final group exhibition put up by ICP in June 2017. There was an interview with her in Shutterbug magazine. The photo feature of hers also appeared in the Cheese magazine in New York. Then she participated in a group photography exhibition, Kaladipatti, in Pune, and it celebrated the theme of the Ganesh Chaturthi festival in Mumbai. She's done fashion photo shoots for New York, New Jersey, Atlantic City Fashion Weeks. published on their social media and websites. Fashion photo feature in Mora Model magazine. Her story on Indian rag pickers was published in India Abroad. Meeta Elawat, another student, she used to work here in Delhi, Delhi-based, down-to-earth, science, environmental, and so on. Again, because of the environmental impact, I mean, we do a lot of environmental issues, so she was shooting that. 14 cover photographs on solar energy, mining, river pollution, condition of public health, hospitals, and so on, wildlife, condition of urban infrastructure. Her second stint was with Die Zeit, Germany's largest weekly paper. She was a photographer and research coordinator. Her work included conducting background research and documentation for stories by Die Zeit's India Bureau and photographing the same across the length and breadth of the country. She joined the Hindu newspaper as a news photographer, and her role was covering daily news assignments, features, and sports for the national newspaper, contributing photo essays for the arts department, Metro Plus. She really strived to create a space for herself as a woman photojournalist in a man's world. She says she was the first woman photographer to join the Hindu since they began publishing in 1878. The junior ones are also winning awards. Mamta Kalambe shoots weddings and events, but also shoots food and products, but she won some Orange Flower Award for Best Photography. And then there's this young man, Prathmesh Kharatmal, who received a first prize in the photography composition at the KJ Somaya College of Arts and Commerce. And he also worked on a project with Raul Mehrotra on the state of housing, which was very nice. And of course, he shoots for Zomato and Penguin. He shot a conversation video of A.R. Rahman. So I just want to say that my course is really short, very, very basic. And I'm just happy that the students are doing so well.
One man in your list.
What to do? For many, many years, we taught only women. We have started to take in men only now. Only now we've started to take.
Yeah. So many men, we have only one woman.
Yeah. Quite right. Good for you, Sophia. Thank you. It's a women's college. And let me tell you, feminism and gender is something I make sure that every woman knows, and now we train the men also. So now we started to ensure that the men also know about gender. That's very important. Okay, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
What is the similarity of the differences when you teach film making and photography? Is it just resources, or it's a time, or?
No, photography is given very little time. We teach much more in cinema. And secondly, I forgot to mention, I also invite important people. So we've had Raghubir Singh, Raghu Rai, Dayanita Singh all coming and talking. And that's actually courtesy my husband, who's also a photographer. And So, my husband is Mahendra Singh, and he knows all these people. So thanks to him, I get all the important photographers to come and talk to my students, so they learn a lot. But there's an imbalance, and photography is really very small. And if anyone starts to do photography, it's just one or two in the whole batch. So that's how it is.
A bunch of stars.
Yeah, I'm very happy, I must confess. But my stars are even greater in cinema. So.
Next conference is on cinema.
Is it okay? Okay, thank you.